Um, this is an investigation into the infrastructure used by cybercriminals to carry out negative SEO attacks on businesses in India. Um, the data used for this investigation is real. These are real IP addresses and real domain names, and the people behind them are also real, right? So we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Um, For a quick background on why we decided to do this investigation, TechSilver was um subject to a negative SEO attack, um, or to put it in other words, we identified hacking and negative SEO attack that started in November 2021, where almost 14 of our websites were hacked, and uh, it took us a while to um, get that fixed and relaunch all our websites, right? And the negative SEO attacks carried on from then, and it's happening as we speak. In the course of the investigation that we did, we identified this gang of cyber criminals. These are based in Noida in um, Uttar Pradesh in India and Indore in Madhya Pradesh, right? So these are guys who basically come off as business, business people. And this guy in the middle is Brijendra Sial, and he's supposed to be running a web hosting solutions company based out of Indore in Madhya Pradesh, right? So basically, uh, that's a that's a bulletproof hosting service. So bulletproof hosting is nothing but hosting service that is friendly to cyber criminals. So that's a cybercrime friendly hosting service. I've written, extensively, published extensively about what these guys did and how we track them down. So you can find all that on the blog on techsilver.com, right? Moving on. Uh, these are the various components of a negative SEO attack, right? So the name negative SEO may sound kind of misleading because it doesn't probably show the real weight of the seriousness of the crime, right? Because it appears to be something to do with SEO, right? So, and generally that could be misleading to many people. But a negative SEO attack is made up of a number of other attacks that are kind of carried out simultaneously. To start with, there's always this hacking and malware injection. So the attackers try to identify vulnerabilities and exploit those vulnerabilities in the target website. In our case, they exploited a vulnerability in one of the contact forms, used a web shell or uploaded a web shell, and got access to the hosting area. We had hosted all our websites in the same location using a shared plan or an unlimited plan from GoDaddy. So that kind of turned out to be a difficult thing because exploiting one uh, point on the website kind of gave access to uh, all the websites on the server, right? So um, they ended up uploading malware, and we identified all of that and we shared it with the authorities. Link spamming is the next one. Link spamming. So what these guys do is they submit hundreds, maybe thousands of junk URLs to Google. So, for example, if your website has 50 real pages and they submit maybe a couple of thousand junk URLs, the real pages kind of get pushed down and get replaced by those junk URLs, right? So that's a link spamming. URL manipulation redirection. So they try to add parameters to URLs, try to make sure that it doesn't load. I've shared all those details on our website, so you can head over there and take a look. And there are also some videos that I made earlier. Scanning and scraping of websites happens continuously using all kinds of bots. The idea is to waste the web server resources and slow down websites to such an extent that they don't load anymore. But that can be mitigated using services like Cloudflare and to block these bots and DDoS attacks and scraping attacks, right? Hot linking is another kind of attacks where the cyber criminals create links to the images in your web pages. So, and these images are, sorry, these hyperlinks are created from spammy or all kinds of bad websites, so that every time the spammy page opens, your websites starts serving these images. So again, the objective here is to waste the server resources and slow it down. The other thing that these guys do is creating malicious backlinks from spammy or porn or adult, malware, drugs, or link farms and PBN kind of websites. So PBN stands for Private Blogging Network. All of these are not allowed by Google and not allowed by other search engines, right? Um, we've always been, saying this to everyone that we discuss this with. The negative SEO is a kind of attack where the victims may not know that they are being attacked, and in some cases, until it's too late, or until the website gets deranked or removed from the search engines. So that's why it's important for website owners to continuously monitor the traffic and the links that are coming to their website. Um, a negative SEO attack is nothing but flouting Google directives with the objective to derank the websites and kill the business, right? So this is as simple as it can get. I mean, this is the simplest definition of a negative SEO attack. It's nothing but doing everything contrary to what is required by Google or any other search engine for that matter. So we're going to be taking a look at how it is done, what kind of infrastructure is used to carry out such attacks, and uh, the IP addresses and the domain names and all of that we've shown in this or that will be shown in this video are all real, and they are currently in use to carry out these attacks, right? So um, let's see how it goes. Um, these are some of the tools that are used to carry out this investigation. Most of them are free, and some of them have paid versions as well. But I think for the purpose of this investigation, it's good enough to use the free versions, right? So the first one is centralops.net. I use it for looking at the whois and DNS info. ViewDNS.info is it's a very good website, and they provide a lot of useful information about domains and other stuff. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. Security Trails is one website that I've always used for investigations because it provides historical uh, data about any domain or IP or any website, right? But one constraint with it's not a constraint, it's just a limitation, I guess. So they offer 50 searches in their free plan, and the paid plan is kind of expensive. But I think 50 searches in a month is kind of okay uh, um, for general purpose. SEMrush is an SEO tool. I use that to take a look at the backlinks that are hitting our websites. SEMrush again is very restrictive. They only offer like 5 searches in a day. So every 24 hours, that keeps resetting. So generally, they say 5, but by the time you are done with 2 or 3, I think even that is used up. Whois.com is basically a website that I use for looking at the Whois information, and IP info is another one of my favorite tools. I use it to take a look at the um, information about IP addresses that I'm investigating, right? It shows you the geolocation, the ASN details, and it also tells you if that the IP that we're looking at is a proxy or a VPN or whatever. All right. So before we really get into before we take a look at the live data, this is something I wanted to share with you. This slide is basically an infographic that shows the kind of infrastructure that's used to carry out the negative SEO attacks. Right? It doesn't have to be necessarily in this order. I mean, it can be in any order, but they function just the same, right? So let's take a look at um phase one, infrastructure and hosting. So to carry out these negative SEO attacks, the cyber criminals need to use a number of websites. They launch hundreds of websites, and all kind of websites are used. Like they use uh, free blogs like the ones from blogspot.com, or they use DDNS websites. DDNS stands for dynamic DNS. So they head over to a DDNS website like freemyip.com. They create a free subdomain, and then they link it up to their subfolders or subdomains, right? Just that's just making it more difficult for investigators to find them. They use expired domains or lapsed domains. So most of the domains that they use are like probably short-lived. They use a domain, and then they use the domain for a short duration. They dump it, then they kind of pick up another one. Many of the domains that I use are named in such a way that they're closely related to each other. For example, if it's example.com, then the next one might be example.info, the next one may be example.website. So that's how that's what they do. And GitHub websites are, they place they static websites on these kind of portals and run their malicious attacks from them. Google sites and blogs are another one, and uh, eventually we've had to block traffic from many of these free website providers, right? So um, the next one is content population. Um, if Google if Google requires website owners to publish original high quality content, negative SEO attackers kind of spin up low quality, almost junk content and place it on slow loading, spammy websites. So that's um, and they do it in numbers, so that the general impression is given that the website in question creates backlinks from such spammy locations. Article websites, guest posts, and bulletin boards are again common sources of such attacks. Uh, Distribution of links. The links are distributed through different types of websites. You have backlink websites. The names might sound rather vague, but I'm going to show you all of these in just a moment. So you have link farms, and then you have link farms with the hashed categories. That's directly in contrast to Google requirements. Then you have those ad directories and search engine manipulation of search engine result pages, right? By creating links from there. Um, the phase four is the malicious activity phase, where malware is actively spread using all kinds of websites. Um, I'll show you how it's done in just a moment. We've identified a number of websites where these guys were spreading malware. So the objective of spreading malware is to infect devices and probably use them for crypto mining, or use them as bots to carry out, DDoS attacks and other criminal activities. They also use it for scraping and hot linking and that kind of stuff. Phase five, well, actually, there's no phase five really, right? But these are basically those expired domains where the attackers kind of pause using those domains and hosting services. So if you look at the IP addresses or the domains that I'm going to be showing you, they follow a very clear pattern. Um, the domains are like constantly, renewed, or they're changed. The hosting is always changed, sometimes within a few days, or sometimes in a few months. Um they keep hopping, different hosting providers or different servers in order to make sure that their IP address changes. So that's basically how they try to evade detection, right? So we've seen the kind of vectors or websites that are being used, and let me quickly show you what Google says about all this, right? So remember I told you, negative SEO attack is nothing but the flouting of or contravention of the Google search engine directives, right? So let's head over to the to Google Search Central, where they give out recommendations and best practices for website owners. So I'm not going to be going too much in detail, but we'll just take a look at a couple of things here. One is the URL structure, and the other is the links, right? Uh, okay, let's take a look at the URL structure. Now, take a look at this. So negative SEO is nothing but doing everything that is not recommended. Okay, if Google says don't, if Google says separate key value pairs using hyphen and not to add those parameters, that's exactly what the attackers do. And next one, not recommended, using long ID numbers like this in the URLs, and that's exactly what the attackers do in a negative SEO attack, right? So everything that is not recommended is what is done to carry out the negative SEO attacks. Same thing with the links, right? So we're going to be looking at everything that Google says not recommended, and that's exactly what is done in the negative SEO attacks. I will not go too deep into this because this is something that you can take a look at anytime. Just head over to Google Search Central and take a look at that. Right. All right. So now we've seen some of the basic information about the infrastructure that are used. Now, before we actually take a look at the real data, I want to show you something about uh, how these attacks are carried out in India, right? So, negative SEO attacks are kind of sold openly in India, and um, apparently anyone who wishes to take down their competitor or a rival or a business rival just has to go there and place an order, and the attackers take care of the rest, right? I want to show you how it is done. So I'm going to open a Windows sandbox in my computer. A word of caution here: whenever you're dealing with malicious websites, or you're opening links that you're not sure about, always use a sandbox. I do not open the URLs directly in your computer because they might be infected. When you're dealing with the well-known or reputed websites, yeah, that's fine. But when you're doing an investigation of this kind, it's always good to use a sandbox or an isolated system. So I've opened the sandbox in my computer and I'm firing up the browser. Um, Here I'm going to go to google.com and I'm going to search for negative SEO expert. Okay. Now it opens up a website and take a look at what they're clearly saying. It says negative SEO services. Kick your competitors out of kick your competitors out. Okay, so negative SEO is nothing but a process of de-ranking the competitor's website from search engine, right? So let's open that. Remember, guys, I'm opening it in a sandbox instance. Do not open it in your own computer. So I'm scrolling down on their homepage and take a look at this. This is the kind of services that these guys offer. So they are talking about different packages at and the charging in euros. Oh, okay. So it goes from 200 euros right up to 6,000 euros, right? And look at the whatever they're offering under each of their plans. So you have a spam blast, then you have adult blast, ping all links. So they'll kind of ping junk URLs to search engines, ping links and indexing. Same here in the next plan. It's just that they've increased the count. So basically, this is how negative SEO is provided, and in India, it's kind of almost seems to be, it seems to be going on an industrial scale, and I think it's high time the authorities shut down these kind of websites, right? So there are others as well, not just that. Now let's see. All right, I don't think I don't want to be looking for the other website. This was just an example, right? Now, when these attacks start happening, how do website owners find out that their websites are under attack, right? For that, I use a tool called semrush.com. So, SEMrush is a website that this is basically an SEO website that crawls all the websites and gathers information about the backlinks that are hitting each of the websites, right? So this is basically used for search engine optimization, and these guys offer like 5 searches for free every day, and that's what we used for this investigation. Okay, so I'm going to log into SEMrush, and I'll show you what it looks like to check out these links, right? I will close it here, and there you go. I've logged into SEMrush, and I'm in the backlink section uh, of this website. So I'm kind of examining the backlinks for our own website, techsilver.com. It says one backlink found today. And if you look, this is what it says, right? So it says where to buy age domains and backlinks. So these guys have created a backlink from a website called Website Trace or whatever, and they use the all kinds of parameters in their URL, that is disallowed by Google. And the title itself says where to buy aged domains from. So techsilver.com has nothing to do with aged domains or backlinks. So we're not in that business, but that's what is being attempted to be portrayed, right? So I'm going to open that link, and so I can show you what it opens up to. So I'll copy the link address. I'm not going to open it in my main computer. Instead, I'll copy it. I'm going to copy the link, and I'll open it in my sandbox. So I fired up the sandbox, open the browser, paste the URL, and let's see what it goes, what happens. Okay, it says service not available, but we have to refresh it, then it'll open. Generally, these guys use, uh, low quality hosting servers, so it appears to be slow and spammy. Now, if you look at it, so this is a this is a link farm. So this has nothing but links. Okay, so if you scroll down, you'll find hundreds of only links, nothing else, right? So Google disallows websites and website owners from um, getting backlinks from these kind of link farms. And if the algorithms identify it, then the website gets penalized, and it may even get deranked and removed from the search engines. So, but that's what the negative SEO attack is all about. Okay, so that's how we identify the URLs, the malicious links that are being created to our websites, and we have to manage it separately. I'll talk about that in a different video. Now let's jump into the real time data that we had collected. All right. So this is an Excel sheet that I created, and it has um, over 200, so 214 to be exact, right? So it has 214 domain names and the related IP addresses, and we kind of try to classify each of these domain according to the type of functionality that they were being used for, right? So this is going to be interesting. Uh, let's take a look. Now, let's take a look at the very first one. Um, Um, all right, before that, let me quickly run through the the column headings. So the first one is the domain name. Of course, that's self-explanatory. This is the IP address for the domain name. In other words, the A record. So if you're doing a DNS search, this will be the A record, right? And this is the domain registrar for the domain. Next is created. So when was this domain created, or when it was registered, when it was first registered, followed by where it's hosted and when they started hosting it from, right? And the next column, current hosting, tells us where it is currently hosted, and the next one tells us where it was hosted earlier. The asset type is basically the type of website that is being used. And the final details column is basically additional information about all of these, right? Now, a quick word about these two columns, created and hosting from. If you take a look at it, the very first domain, first call glasscare.com, right? So if you see that the domain, if you look it up on whos.com, you'll see that it was created on the 11th of June 2025, but it was hosted from 15th of March 2014, right? Let me show you what it looks like. Um, I'm going to copy this domain name and let me open a browser window. So I open a new tab on my browser and I open this tool called centralops.net. It's one of my favorite tools actually. I've been using it for a long time. I get whose data and DNS information and a bunch of other information, right? So I'm going to paste that domain name here and click go. So we have all this information. Give it a moment till it loads. There. Okay, so um, we see the domain name here and the IP addresses. The first two are the IPv4 IP address, and the next one is the IPv6 version. These are Cloudflare IP addresses. And then I'm going to be interested in looking at the registrar details. So they registered with the Namecheap. It was created on 11th June 2025, right? Now, let's take a look at the hosting information. Actually, if you scroll down, you can get hold of that hosting information from the network record as well. But and then it gives you the DNS information. But I prefer to use this website called ViewDNS.info. Um, Give me a moment so I can open that as well. Okay, so this is ViewDNS.info. They have a bunch of tools that are placed on their homepage, and each of them are seriously useful, right? But we're going to be interested in IP history, right? So we're going to be looking at the historical IP address for a domain. Okay, so I'm going to paste the domain name in this field, and look it up. Okay, so remember what we found. It says the domain was created on 25th of June, sorry, 11th of June 2025. Um, but when we look at the hosting history, let's start right from the beginning, scroll right down. We see that it was hosted from March 2014. It was hosted from with host Europe GmbH. Then they jumped a number of service providers, right? Every month, every few months. They went to Amazon, they went to LeaseWeb, uh, Namecheap, and then they jumped into Cloudflare. Now, Cloudflare is used to hide the real IP address. It's used for obfuscation, right? So that's basically what they did. And that no, we can find out the hosting details using ViewDNS like this, right? The other option is using a tool like Security Trails, but Security Trails they only allow 50 searches in a month, and we generally use that only when required, because View DNS gives us the same information, but and this is all free. But there are times when View DNS may not have the information, and you can find it on securitytrails.com, right? So uh, this is a typical pattern that the attackers follow. They keep hopping their service, their hosting providers, their domains, in order to avoid detection by um, law enforcement, agencies and cybersecurity researchers, right? Um, so they're currently hosted with Cloudflare, and earlier they were with the Liquid Web and a bunch of other services. So what kind of asset is this? So we've classified this as a backlinks website. Okay, so let's take a look at what exactly it is. So I'm going to copy the domain name, fire up my sandbox, and let's try and open that. Okay, looks like it's opened. All right, so this website apparently is supposed to be offering custom link building services. They're selling high authority backlinks, right? Um, and uh, they even have WhatsApp and Telegram numbers. Okay, Telegram. This is connected to ProLink SEO. Um, Now, the thing about these websites is that, firstly, they are supposed to be they are selling backlinks. Any backlink that originates from these kind of websites is frowned upon by Google, right? And uh, what they show on their homepage is not what they actually do, right? Because um, they may be hiding a number of hidden pages on their in the same domain. I'll try and show you how they do that. Give me one moment. Well, actually, I wanted to show you the other pages on the website, but that was taking a while. Um, but I'll show it to you in another domain, right? So you have an idea about um, how it happens. Just a minute. So I've opened this Excel sheet again, and let's clear the filters. Okay, so I'm going to apply a filter here. Go to data, filter, and let's filter by the asset type, backlinks, website, right? Um, let's take a look at I know we can take a look at any of these. Let's look at blinks.monster. Open it here in the sandbox. All right, so this is going to open a very normal looking website, but these guys are still selling backlinks. So DA and DR is basically domain authority and domain rank, right? They're selling high quality, whatever they call it, high quality backlinks, um, which Google forbids. Now, here's something interesting I wanted to show you. So this is their homepage. Now, if you look at the space here, you see there's a whole lot of white space below this. But if I move my mouse on it, take a look. Take a look here at the lower left of the screen, right? So it just turns into links. So these are basically hidden backlinks, which they've masked with the same color as the background. The font color and the background color are the same. So the whole thing is, these are all backlinks, and any website that gets a backlink from these kind of websites is sure to be marked down by the search engines, right? So that's basically what um, negative SEO attacks are all about. Let's take a look at the source code of this page. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to do a control U. So in order to look at the source code, you do a control U, and if you go down here, this is the source code. Okay, so they seem to be pulling it up from somewhere. Sitemap. Okay, so that those URLs seem to be, being pulled up from another source. So I don't want to get into that right now, right? It's going to take a long time. So let's close this, but this is what it is. These are all hidden backlinks, and um, this is another kind of a link farm. So they kind of just load it with backlinks, right? And Google views all of this as spam. Let's get back to our Excel sheet. And so these are all the websites that we tracked. Now, if you look at any of these domains, right? So if you uh, take a look at these domain names. The first one is called Backlink Masters. Next is Backlink Optimizer Pro, Backlink Rocket Pro, and backlinksolutions.info, backlink time. So they do this. This is the domain names seem to be, almost the same. And let's look at the hosting pattern. So I'm just opening this at random. So I'm going to open up ViewDNS and paste that domain name, backlinktime.com. So again, you can see that they've been hosting it from 2013, and they've been hopping through all kinds of service providers. Then they went into Cloudflare, and then they're now on Namecheap. Okay, so if you do NS lookup, you'll find this IP address. So I'm going to copy that, put it on centralops.net. All right, so this is the IP address that we're seeing here. Okay, so that's the A record, and they're saying we couldn't find a domain. So, in some cases, these guys don't have the main domain, right? They kind of leave the main domain out, but they create subdomains. So that's another way these guys, uh, do. That's another thing that they do to hide their tracks. Okay, so let's get back to the um, Excel sheet, and let's take a look at another type. Um, let's look at the add directory. So all of these are the add directories here. So let's open one of these, and try to see what it looks like. Um, okay, I'm opening the first one in the sandbox. Just take a look at the design and the color, right? So this is what it looks like. And let's open another one in random business directory. Again, I open another tab in the sandbox and paste the link. So it's basically the same design, but it's a different color theme, and it's a different name, right? So that's exactly the same case with most others. There are one or two that may look a little different, like this, but basically the same, right? So they appear to be add directories, but they have a bunch of hidden pages. Um, give me 1 minute. All right. I want to show you something now. This is a domain that we're looking up, right? aidirectoryzone.com. So I'm opening the sandbox instance, and I open the domain on it. Now, this is what we're looking at, right? So basically not much of information. So if I click on any of these headings, it shows a blank, right? So it's kind of deliberately made this way in order to appear spammy and low quality. So very little content on the website. I mean, externally, very little content on the website, and it looks kind of pretty bad. But there's something that we can do to find out how many pages this domain actually has. So we can use a free sitemap generator. So I use something called xmlsitemaps.com. Now these guys, they allow you to generate up to 500 pages in a sitemap, right? So you can generate free sitemaps that contain up to 500 pages for free. So I did that and it found 500. It stopped after it hit the 500 count, right? Now I just took a look at one of these. So if you take a look at this URL, you see that it's encoded, right? So Google basically recommends uh, against using these kind of encoded URLs, but that's exactly what they do. And um, let's see what it says. So I'll just open up an online tool here, and you know. I pasted the URL and got it decoded. So it says the decoded content of the URL is in Japanese, I guess, and it translates to premium online casino entertainment, right? So if the attackers are going to be creating backlinks to target pages from these kind of pages, from these kind of URLs, that is basically telling the search engines that or the search engine algorithms that the target website is taking or creating backlinks uh, from sites that are not recommended by them, right? And automatically marking them up for removal or deranking. So that's basically what the crux of SEO attack is all about. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the other types of websites, right? Let me close all of these. I'll close the sitemap generator and everything else. And let's now go back to our Excel sheet. There you go. And let's take a look at a different type. Now we'll look at article websites. Okay, so we found a couple. Skylink. Um, so basically this they just create, these are all spammy, low quality articles, and they try to create backlinks from these kind of articles. So if you see, this is all of these, this is a bunch of URLs that are like packed together. um, these are against search engine directives. So idea is um, place the URLs to your website exactly in those places that are not recommended by Google, so that when the Google algorithms find those URLs, your website gets deranked or removed, right? Um, we can take a look at another one. So it's a kind of article. So the idea is, creating backlinks to your website from these kind of low quality, articles or content is going to be harmful to your website, and that's exactly what the attackers are doing, right? Let's take a look at the next type. I'm going to go to, okay, we've already seen the backlinks websites, and let's see what a bulletin board looks like. 3D print board hosted. Okay, I don't want to get too much into the details on these because I want to show you something else. Okay, now this is what it looks like when we first look at it. But if you look for those pages from where they create backlinks to your own website, um, you'll find that all of that is really bad quality, right? So let's move on to the next type, next asset type, which is uh, okay. I don't want to get into Cloudflare, but we'll take a quick look before we move on. So this is pages.dev. Okay, I think it'll go to some kind of a parking page. Okay, so looks like they've removed the website from there. Let's go to next one. Brand new copy. Okay, this is basically a copywriting website. Let's take a quick look, but let's move on. So I don't want to get into looking for the URLs to our websites, because that's going to take time. Let's go to the next one. This is more interesting. Now, if you look at this, let's look at this one, freemyip.com, right? Now, freemyip.com is dynamic DNS website. So it's called a DDNS website. So you can create a free subdomain here. So you can call it anything. You can call it whatever dot freemyip.com, and it says that's not available. So let's see. Just checking. Okay, so it says just checking. So now if you claim it, then this URL just checking dot freemyip.com is all yours, and you can use it to point your own folders and subdomains to that URL, right? So that's exactly what is done here. Now look at this, websites.freemyip.com. Let's take a look at this in a new tab. It says it's not secure, so hang on a minute. Okay, I think okay, we'll try and go there, but we might get blocked. Okay, so it goes to this URL shortener, right? So um, if you note here, so this is a free DDNS website, and this one is a free subdomain they created on this. And when we open this free subdomain, it went to this URL shortener, or what appears to be a URL shortener. Okay, now this is we've already taken look at. I mean, we've already found a number of websites of this kind. Okay, and we've classified it here as link farm page or website, right? We'll come to that in a moment, but this is something I want you to see. So it says URL shortener. This is not a URL shortener, but it's more of a parking page and a link farm, um, host. I don't know if I can call that. Okay, so they say it's a link URL shortener. So let's say I put in a random URL like example.com HTML, and it'll just say server busy. Take a look. Server busy, try again later. Okay, so that's all it does, because that it's not a URL shortener like they claim to be, but they have three uh, links here. Okay, but this is not all they have. Okay, now let's say I click on one of these. Take a look at what happens. Okay, it gets redirected to another website called PBN host. PBN stands for Private Blogging Network, right? Again, not recommended by Google. Same way, if I open this link in a new tab, it goes to the same uh, URL. The third one also. All right. Now, here's the interesting part. Below that, they have hidden URLs. Okay, so um, if I do a control U here to view the page source, you can see that there are a bunch of URLs that are on that page, but we haven't seen it yet. Okay, I'm going to show it to you now. Now look here. Where is that? Okay, probably here. Yeah, take a look. Okay, so this is how the URLs are hidden. Okay, URL shortener, screenshots, sites dot whatever. So this is a more of a parking page, and that contains many of these hidden URLs. Okay, and the URLs are in the same um, color as the background, and there is no anchor text. The anchor text is just a space. That's why it's showing up like this, right? So the idea is they launch a number of parking pages or websites like this, hide those URLs that we see in the source here. And if you open any of these, right, these are now, let's say we open this. Okay, the first URL is called buy.fyi. If we open it, so we got another parking page like this, and it's the same story here, right? So if you open this, it'll redirect to another website called script.li. Um, script.li. Okay, now look at this. I wanted to look at the lower left corner of this sandbox. If I place the mouse pointer here, it says buy.fyi. It says buy.fyi followed by report slash 63125. But if I open it, it goes to script.li. That's because of near instant redirection that is happening. So in order to see what exactly is behind these links, I'm going to copy the link. Okay, I'm going to do use source and place the link here, and there you go. So you have a, okay, so all of these are different URLs. So you probably have a few hundred of them, maybe thousand. So this is how a negative, SEO works. So there are a number of pages, your websites like this, parking pages that kind of redirect to other pages, and they also contain hidden, backlinks, and it keeps going. So it's the same with so we're seeing a few URLs here right now. This page also has hidden URLs. See, so there you go. So if you just move the mouse at the bottom of the screen, you will see that it also contains hidden URLs, right? Uh, and the attackers launch hundreds of these kind of websites, and they are used to spread their negative SEO attacks as well as malware. Okay, so hopefully that was not too confusing. So if you're confused, just stop the video and play it back, so you can understand what exactly is going on. So that was about DDNS websites, right? Now, why do they? Okay, this is another one. Now, Jake.eu is another DDNS, um, free DDNS service provider, and sites.jake.eu is a free URL that was created using that, right? So, um, using URLs from free DDNS websites is cheaper for these cyber criminals because they don't have to invest in domain name for each of the groups of websites that they're attacking. Now, look at these. Look at these websites. So all of these websites, they are being attacked. They are not doing good SEO service, for these websites. These are websites under attack. And um from our point of view, there are many such websites from India that are also under these kind of attacks. And uh, many of the website owners may not even know that they are being attacked this way. Okay, so let's take a look at another type of asset, which is expired domain. Okay, expired domains is not really an asset type, because by the time we investigated that, it's showing up as expired. But they'll probably wait for some time, and they'll either renew it or they'll kind of connect a new domain to that website and get it going. We don't have to get into that. GitHub website is same, free website from GitHub. Google. Okay, so they use the attackers use free services provided by Google, such as the blogging website like Blogspot. They're actively used to spread malware and negative SEO attacks. Now, hosting website. Okay, I don't have to. I don't want to get into that. IP lookup tool, link farm. Now, this is going to be interesting. Let's take a look at the link farm. So we have a bunch. Okay, so let's see what a link farm looks like. So I'm going to copy that URL. Let's close this. And I'm going to open that link farm. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So it is just hundreds of links. I just click on any of these at random, and it wants us to log in, but we don't have to do that. Okay. Um, let's take a look at another link farm. Australian Web Directory.info. There you go. So if you click on that, it just opens up another page with hundreds of links. That's it. So these are all link farms, and the and all the search engines forbid the use of backlinks from such link farms. But the website owners don't do it, and these are done by the attackers as part of their negative SEO campaign. Let's take a look at. Okay, now this is interesting. I've marked it in red because this is an Indian domain. It says information.net.in. It says most domains will redirect to newdirectory.org. Look at the A records, and they link to many of the Indian domains, sakshambharat.in and others. And we have a bunch of Indian names: MRSC Bhopal, Dante.in, Deepak.com, viewbook.in, all that. Okay, so look it up in ST. ST stands for security trails. Let's see what this is about. New directory. Okay, so this is another link farm. You open it, and it just opens up a bunch of URLs. So all of these websites are probably under negative SEO attack. They just create those links and leave it there. Go to the home and click on any page or any button. It says new directory. Okay. Many times we get this 503 error because they may be running it on slow servers. There you go. I have no idea why they used Twitter and Zoom. Probably that's just to mislead investigators. Oh, okay. So if I click on home, goes to another button. Okay, it seems to be slow, but I don't think we should wait for it too long. Let's open something else. How about this one? There you go. Okay, so this is what a link farm looks like. Now, okay, remember, we the domain that we copied was this information.net.in. Okay, information.net.in, but it's redirecting to newdirectory.org, and which is nothing but a link farm, right? So let's take a look at uh, what this domain called information.net.in is all about. And for that, let's use security trails. Okay, so I'm going to uh, quickly open securitytrails.com and log in. All right, so this is the securitytrails.com website, and I'm going to log in. So I'm logged into the Security Trails website, and this is what you see. And it says enter a domain IP or keyword or a host name. So I'm going to enter this one, information.net.in. Okay. So it gives us the entire history of that domain. So it gives us the all the DNS details, the A records, and the IPv6 records, the mail servers, name servers. So these are the current details, but it also provides historical details. Right, so you get historical details for most of the important DNS parameters like the IPv4, IPv6 records, mail servers, name servers, and SOA and the text records, right? SOA is what? SOA is startup authority, I guess, or whoever is managing that domain. So if you look at this domain, information.net.in, Um, they've been around from 2018, right? So so this was the IP address at that time. They were on GoDaddy from 21st of March 2018 to 28th of June 2018. So for 3 months. Then they moved on to another server in GoDaddy, and they were there for a year. They changed it again for another year. Then they changed it for 18 days, then 9 months, then 1 year. So basically, this is the entire trail that these guys, left. And they're currently on GoDaddy, right? So we're going to be interested in, let's look at um, the historical details of this IP address, 68.178.238.49, right? So I think that's what I'm saying here, 68.178.239.49. 49. So here I go. I'm going to click here. Apparently, it looks like they've been senior for only 15 days now. So click. And you see a number of websites that are on that IP address. So it's probably somebody who's hosting these websites or somebody who's running this. So you see this website called mrsbhopal.in, followed by a number of others. There's another one called linkus.in. The name is like, it sounds funny, but let's see what it leads to, right? So I'm going to copy that and open it on my sandbox. Linkus.in. See, it redirects to the same link farm. So basically, whoever is running that or is also running that link farm. But surprisingly, this one, the MSRC Bhopal website is this seems to be some website in Indore. And remember the the cyber criminal that we were tracking is also located in Indore. Oh, now it says MSRC. This account has been suspended. Okay, that's surprising because I just opened it a couple of days ago. MSRC. New directory.org. Okay, we can actually find out what's happening to that domain MSRC. So we can do it in security trails as well, but that'll be a waste of time. So we just leave it for now. Um, all right. So let's do this. Let's take a look at another IP address, um, which is 162.250.123.114. This one. Okay, so we have all kinds of we have names, email IDs, and all that thing showing up. Um, it says buy premium domain.in. Let's see what it is. Remember, we're going to open all these domains only in a sandbox instance. So if you see buy premium domains.in redirects to the same link farm, right? So this just shows that this operations are run by people in India, and the assets they have are spread out across different locations and different servers, right? And in different forms. Um, okay, now um, okay, let's take a look at another one. There's one that says Saksham Bharat.in. Let's see where it goes. Again, I go to the sandbox and it redirects to another link farm called Australian Web Directory, and these are all the links, right? So um, it's clear that this is being operated on a large scale. Um, and this is what needs to be investigated. Information system. What is this? Information system.in. Information system.in also redirects to the link farm australianwebdirectory.com, right? So that's what it is. So these are different types of assets that are being used in a negative SEO setup. The idea is to create backlinks from these kind of websites to the target website and get them de-ranked altogether. Let's take a look at another type. Okay, so we've seen the link farm. Now let's um, let's look at a slightly different variation of the link farm. Okay, so all of these link farms are categorized as link farm with hashed categories, right? So all age domains. Look at the name of the domain. So this is basically clearly telling the search engines that these are spammy domains, and any backlinks originating to or originating from here to a target website is going to be malicious, right? So I've copied that and I'm going to open it in my sandbox, allagedomains.com. So let's see. Okay, so earlier in the other websites, we saw buttons, right? So these are the different buttons that these guys used. And now these are all hashed, category. So these are hashes, and you just click on any of that random, and it opens up more hashes. So these are basically URLs that are converted into hashes. I mean, that's what I think. Yeah. And then you click on that and then you see the URLs here. Okay, so this is just another variation of a link farm. Oh, we have a email ID here. in.kamal62@gmail.com. So this should be interesting for law enforcement authorities. Okay, so let's go back to the homepage. I just click somewhere else at random. Opens up another page and then another page. Oh, okay. So what we're seeing is these links are kind of hidden below two layers of encoded stuff, hashed or encoded stuff, right? And any backlink originating to your website from such locations is going to be struck down by the search engine algorithms, right? So we're going to be referring to Google algorithms, and target pages, target websites are going to be deranked unless we tell Google that we got nothing to do with it, and we can do that using those the Google disavow tool. Okay, so this is an example of hash link farm. I'll just open another one. I mean, just add random. There's one called museweb.org. Okay, here goes. I'm going to close this. Close this as well. There you go. So it's just a different domain name, but same design, same pattern, same hashes. You click on that, it'll take you to another level of hashes. Click on that, then it'll take you to the domains or the links. Okay. So any backlink coming from here is going to be marked down as a spammy backlink, and websites that are getting links from here, they're going to be penalized for these kind of links. So that's why website owners must be careful, and they must monitor backlinks hitting their websites. Now, it's not enough to only look at the Google Search Console and the links that show up there, because only a fraction of the backlinks show up in Google Search Console. So you have to check using tools like SEMrush. You don't necessarily have to subscribe to their paid plans. Yeah, but if you can afford it, go ahead and do it. If you can't, then just use their free plan and monitor it regularly. So you get 5 searches every day. So what you could do is you could just create multiple um, accounts on SEMrush using different email IDs, and that should work. All right, so this is about hashed link farms. Now let's take a look at another type of asset. Let's see. This is going to be interesting. Let's see. Link farm page or website. Okay, so we have a bunch of these that are classified as a link farm page or website. Let's see what we have. Analytics happen.top. I'll copy the URL. Go to the sandbox and all right. So this is all it looks like. So this link farm page or website. So this looks more like a park page, right, or a park domain. It says coming soon. 3 URLs, same pattern. But if you click on that, I'll open it in a new tab. See, it'll go to the same website, script.li. Same thing here. Okay, but look at the lower left corner. If you place the mouse over that, it shows a completely different URL, right? So I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to do a view source for what we copied. There you go. So all of these are the websites that are currently under attack. Oh, they must have, or they must have just placed it to create that spammy, impression, whatever. Right? So if you really want to see what it looks like, you can just copy this, all of this stuff, and put it in a notepad and save it as a HTML file, and then take a look. But we don't want to do that. So same thing here. So these are the visible links, and then they also have the hidden backlinks. Where did they put it here? Oh, okay. It looks like it's here. Oh, here. Look at the lower left. So it's the same. So it's like these parking pages or parking websites. They're like they form a ring, and from there they have hidden backlinks to the other websites, and from there they create the negative SEO backlinks to the target website. So this is what I was saying. Don't get confused. So these are the visible links. Just below that, you have the invisible or hidden backlinks. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. I'll do in order to see the hidden backlinks, what we do is we do a Control and U, and we see this. Okay, so, and from here, they create the spammy backlinks to the target websites to give an impression of spam or low quality links that are hitting the website. So these are almost the same style. So there was something about this buy.fyi. I think now this buy.fyi is take a look at this page. I'm doing a Control U, and here buy.fyi is mentioned here, right? So you see the pattern. This is the parking page, and then you have a from the parking page you have a link to this domain. From this domain, buy.fyi, you have the negative SEO links, heading out to the target websites. So let's see what it looks like. I don't know if it's malicious, but many of them are malicious. I'm going to open that. Okay, so this is buy.fyi. So it's the same pattern. So these are all uh, the visible links. So if I click on any of these, so let's say I open this in a new tab, it goes to script.li. But the look at the right here, the bottom left corner. So I place the mouse pointer on the top. It says buy.fyi report 20817, right? So I'm going to copy that link, copy link, and open a new tab, view, source, paste. So I've pasted buy.fyi report 20817, and there you go. All of these are the junk URLs. Okay, so you can take a look at it. I can just copy this in your computer and take a look at it. I mean, in your computer, I mean an isolated instance, not your main computer. Okay, so this is what uh, um, they do, and especially the domains with the .cc extension are generally, we found it to be malicious. I'm going to copy it and let's put it through byrestoral.com. There you go, and I paste the URL. Okay, so it's already flagging it as a malicious URL, right? So the domains with .cc, and especially the ones with the numbers, are generally we found it to be malicious. But we'll come to that in the next stage. Read.org.in. I'm going to open it in the sandbox. Okay, so this directly redirects to websitecrawl.com, which is another link farm. Okay. So now let's go back to our Excel sheet and let's take a look at another asset type. Let's go to this malware. The next type is malware. Okay, so we have a bunch of them. Okay, now this one, remember what I was telling you about the numbered domains with the .cc extension? I'm going to copy that and I'm going to head over to VirusTotal and pass it through it. Click. All right, now take a look at it. So 10 out of whatever vendors, they're marked it as malicious. So I'm definitely not going to try and open it on my computer. There's another one, AzioCoC.jp. Now that these JP extensions, they are basically those Japanese domains, and these are also pretty malicious. Let's see what happens here. Okay, now these are this is basically going to redirect to a malware. So this is some kind of a landing page, a dynamically generated landing page. But if you click on any of the links, it'll just take you to a malware page, which is voicenote.in, and the landing page is handled by this domain called uh, YFD. Okay, I've copied that. I'm going to close it, close this one, and I want to paste it here, and I will remove the brackets, and now watch. 12 vendors have flagged it as malicious. So that's only a clickbait. So um, these domains, okay, all of these domains, um, they redirect to this website called voicenote.in. .in is an Indian domain, so obviously somebody from India must be managing that. So look, okay, so uh, this is what I was talking about, yfdnzfa.com. So this is some kind of an API that loads the landing page, and once the landing page, if somebody clicks on it, then it kind of takes them to some other website, or it just infects the browser. And why do these cyber criminals spread malware? Okay, now um, they do it in order to infect as many devices as possible, um, to run their botnets, or to infect systems and use it for crypto mining, or simply spread malware. Right. So the owners of the devices may not know that their systems are infected, um, but unknown to them, their devices might be used for illegal activities once infected with these malware. So I'm not going to try and open this again. So we'll close that. We have a bunch of them that are, most of them are redirecting to the same website, voicenote.in. So we'll leave it at that. Okay, so if you want to look up the details of these each of these domains, just copy the domain and head over to security trails, and you can get the entire history of that domain, where they were where they're hosted, and who's the registrar, and who's the SOA for that domain. So all that is uh, freely available online. Let's take a look at another type. Um, I think that's pretty much it. There's something called parked. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Oh, parked is just a park domain. This, I think, Australian Web Directory dot shop. I'll go here. Oh, so it says a park domain. So they probably parked it, and I don't know. So I wouldn't be interested in clicking any of these. So we'll just leave it. Now, all right. So let's go here and remove the filter. So if you look at it, these guys create. Look at the domain names. They are like very closely sound. I mean, they sound very closely related. Australian Web Directory.com, .info, .pro, .shop, and then they go to some other name. They do the same thing. Basically, it looks like I mean, it's very obvious that this is being run by an individual or a small group of individuals, or a huge bunch of individuals, because Um, um, we've seen um, phone numbers from other countries as well. Let's see, I think it's this one. Let's see. So there's a WhatsApp number. I click on it, and you see what appears to be a phone number from Pakistan. So it's quite possible that individuals from other countries are also involved. Um, so that was it, and um, I couldn't try to make it any shorter because there's a lot of information involved. But um, um, yeah, if there are any questions, feel free to let me know. Um, so just to summarize very quickly, um, negative SEO attacks are carried out using a number of assets of different types that are spread across different servers, you know, in with different service providers, right? I made a couple of simple charts, so hopefully that should help us understand, right? So give me a moment. So I created a simple chart that shows the different kinds of assets that are used in a negative SEO attack, and so these basically represent the infrastructure that's used in these kind of cybercrime or cybercriminal activities, right? So on the left, we see that entire list of assets. So like I said before, we examined 214 of these assets, and this is what it looks like. Malware and websites are taking the highest places, followed by link farm and parking websites, parking pages. Then you have those backlink pages and the ad directories, right? So one thing we've noticed is the domains may be different, the IP address is different, but the designs are just the same, right? So somebody apparently is using the same template but just changing the domain names. And if you look at the hosting history, you see that literally each of these domains, they've been hopping servers every uh, few months or in very short intervals, right? Now, these are the assets, and let's take a look at the hosting service providers who are used by these um, individuals. So this is a simple chart to indicate the hosting service providers who are used by these individuals. So you have Dynodot and Namecheap who are taking the top places, and that's followed by GoDaddy and Spaceship, right? Um, uh, well, I guess there's nothing more to add here. So we've seen the different assets that are used in negative SEO setup to carry out negative SEO attacks against businesses, and we've seen the service providers that are used. We've seen the hosting patterns, and we've seen the malware and other parking pages that are used for these types of attacks. Um, The objective of building of making this video is to create awareness not just among the law enforcement authorities in India, but also among the general public as well. So that people can take sufficient precautions to protect their own businesses and their websites. As far as the IP addresses and the names go, we know that we're exposing vital information. We're putting it out in the public domain, and this might give an opportunity to the the criminals to hide their tracks. But unfortunately for them, that will not be possible because we will be tracking every move they make, right? So. Um, for cyber criminals, it's not going to be easy to hide, and we will be sharing personally identifiable information with the law enforcement authorities so that they can do the needful. And I think this is pretty much it. The all you have to do is just make sure that you're monitoring the links to the website, monitor the traffic that's hitting your website, and make sure that your applications and if you're running a CMS, all of them are properly updated. If you're on WordPress, just make sure that you're using good quality plugins. Make sure the plugins are all updated and you should be good. Um, if there are any questions, like I said before, just drop us a message. All right, thanks.